Good day once again, everyone. This is Sir Jabin Diguma. I am recording this presentation for me to demonstrate how to do your task number 3. Last recording, I have demonstrated how to do the task number 2. I have to reiterate that task number 2 is very essential, very vital in crafting your task number 3. So before I will proceed in doing task number 3, which is the crafting of the statement of a problem, I will first go back and do a recap of how you do your task number 2. So in this particular module, let's jump in to module 2. Okay? So in module 2, our first task is to trace instruments, development, and validation studies. Take note that we are doing this task in order for us to immediately craft our statement of the problem, which is our task number 3. Once again, this is very vital because this is the backbone of your research. So in doing the tracing of instrument development and validation studies, we will be looking and searching keywords in the Google Scholar in order for us to be able to find at least 2. So disregard the instruction at least 5 now. I am only asking you to search for 2 articles that develop a survey questionnaire. As a sample, I have provided here a table. Again, these are all taken from studies that developed a scale. So in this case, we have here Dulias Academic Self-Efficacy Scale and Schulruff et al. The development of a tool to measure individualism and collectivism. Later on, upon reading the article of Schulruff et al., I found out that this is actually more on attitude of an individual, whether one attitude is individualistic or collectivistic. Okay, that is very important later on because we will be crafting our statement of our problem. We'll be extracting important concepts coming from what these studies that validated a survey questionnaire write in their article. Again, this is your task number 2. You are only asked to look for 2 articles that validated a scale. So let's now look into the first article. For me to be able to search this one, I have to open Google Scholar. Okay, you just have to type Google Scholar and then here you use keywords. Okay, our first keyword is development and validation. Take note of that. Then our next keyword is scale. Then our next keyword is a term related to your specialization, something you would like to investigate. Again, where do you get this term? From your major courses. In this case, I will type self-efficacy. Then, you also type the respondents. I want to be specific on junior high school because I want to study among junior high school. Then, more specific term which I would like to study is in terms of academics. So, enter, then all of the studies that will pop up in the Google Scholar, these are the titles of the studies, different titles. No? So if you will see in the title, development and validation, development and initial validation, validation study, these are articles that develop a scale. So that is your hint. If the title of the study has development and validation, the word development and validation, then that might be an article. Again I say might because it does not mean automatic that it is a study that develops a scale. Maybe it's a study that utilizes a scale. Okay, in this case, since the first prompt, the first result provides a more related keywords on the prompt that I have provided in the Google Scholar search engine. Okay, so when I click this one, then the PDF is now available. So the next step is the PDF copy must be available. If the PDF copy is not available, In the first video, I have provided like I have to search for the word Sci-Hub. It is a website that tries to retrieve copy of the research article that you might be paying. Okay? Again, watch that particular video. To continue, upon opening the PDF, you have to find out if the final version of the questionnaire is there. Okay, in this case, we have the final version. If ever the final version cannot be found, then you can look for the email address of the author. The email address usually is found in the first page. In this case, this is the email address of the author. Then you ask from the author. No? If in case, upon reading the article, you find it very important to utilize. So now that you see the final version of the scale, then you look for the corresponding items here. The purpose of the instrument, participants of the study, dimension, Likert scale, methods used for final validation. Where can you find this one? Inside the research article. So you just have to look for it. You can find it in the abstract. In this case, actually in the abstract, you can already find the purpose of the scale. Even the final version of the validation is here. And also the dimension of the variable academic self-efficacy. So here, perceived control down to self-regulated learning. Then you do the same approach in your second study that validated a scale. Okay, now that you are done doing this one, again, this is not an easy task. You will find challenge in looking for articles that validated a survey questionnaire. But if you can find, then you can now proceed to the formulation of the statement of the problem. I will jump in directly to the task, but please you read what is written in the handouts for you to be able to appreciate better why SOP is very important. Now, for the sake of demonstration, I'll jump into this assessment number 3 found in page 13. Again, we have here a sample. Click, open new tab. Okay. Now a new tab is opened. So in this particular template, all you have to do is download this one in Microsoft Word and do your task number 3 in this particular template para hindi ka na mag-open pa ng new Microsoft Word. You just have to edit and change the items inside this template. So, name of the student, you write here your name, and then what program you enrolled, you write here your degree program. And then, what you will be changing are only items that are highlighted. Take note, there are words and phrases that are not being highlighted. For example, statement or problem, this research seeks to determine. So do not change this one. Rather, you change only the highlighted words. And if you notice, merong iba-ibang kulay ang aking highlights. Okay, we have yellow, green, blue, then orange, then again yellow, and then so on and so forth. So we will look at this template, kung ano ang ating babaguhin based on the sentence construction. So let's start with the first words to be changed. And this is the term academic self-efficacy and attitude. When you click this one, you will find here an instruction. So if you will click this attitude, then meron namang instruction na nakalagay, then also the green text, then the blue text, then the yellow text. Okay? So let's start with the yellow text, no? Academic self-efficacy. So here I write, this is the first variable of your study. In this case, this is taken from Dulias. Okay? Meaning to say, I am now utilizing the research that I have demonstrated in the exploration of the survey questionnaire. So, ito yun, no? From Dulias. So, meaning to say, ang academic self-efficacy is a variable that I will be adapting. Okay, another variable that I will be adapting is from Schulhoff. Okay, again, this is taken from the second study, Schulhoff. Upon again analyzing the article, the individualistic and collectivistic phenomena are attitudes. So in this study, therefore, I will be looking at and studying the academic self-efficacy. Again, I am not just creating this word, I am borrowing the term coined or was emphasized in the research article. So in this case, academic self-efficacy and attitude. Then I will be studying it too. There's a population. So to the junior high school students, then institution, XYZ National High School. This is Isudu, name of the school. Here you can write your own and real institution. Then time frame in the school year 2025-2026. Okay, so you have to follow the structure. You first state who are the people, where, and what is the time frame. Next is the output do you intend to develop. In this case, I will be doing an intervention plan. Why intervention plan? Because later on, if ever I can find something that might be problematic in terms of academic self-efficacy and attitude, I can create an intervention plan to better the demonstration and the competencies of the students in terms of the variables that I will be studying. Okay, now that you are done with the major statement of a problem, you can now proceed to the sub-problems. The sub-problems are numbered problems. Okay? You start with the profile. What is the profile of the respondents? So the first sub-problem, which is the profile, is standard in CTU format. So you will begin your quantitative study with understanding the profile of your respondents. Now, the sub-problems under the first sub-problem will be the specific domains which you want to study, for example, in terms of profile. So, how can you select these particular profiling elements? There's one catch here. You have to understand profiling elements that will help you later on understand better the main variables of the study. In this case, the academic self-efficacy and attitude. Meaning to say, the age and gender until combined family income, these are salient, importanting elements ng profiling that can help me better discuss later on what might be the result in terms of academic self-efficacy and attitude. So there's no one general answer to profiling, but you can find profiling elements that will suit your analysis. So in this case, ginamit ko ang age and gender, person whom they live with, because there are studies, particularly in psychology and guidance, that people you live with might influence academic self-efficacy and attitude. Then also the number of siblings. So meron kang isang kapatid, dalawang kapatid, birth order. So it's the order of your self against your sibling. Ikaw ba yung pinaka matanda? You're the eldest, or you're the youngest, or the only child? As per psychology and guidance, once again, yan ay isang factor. Then, family income. Okay? Sir, can I have only 1, 2, or 3? It depends on you and your advisor later on. I will not dictate or say whether you are right or wrong in this selection of your profiling. Okay? Next, for the second and third, dito ka na magsimula with your main variables of the study. Simulan mo with the first variable. So in this case, what is the level of academic self-efficacy? Why level? Because you are trying to find the range whether one self-efficacy is high or low. Okay? And then specifically, you will study academic self-efficacy in terms of 2.1 to 2.4. Take note, again, you are not making up these terms. These are all taken from the study of Dolias. Sir, you are always saying taken from. Is it not plagiarism? Answer, hindi. Hindi yan plagiarism because you are citing. You are not claiming that you are the one who made up these terms. You cited that it was Dolias in his study. So you can just borrow. You can just put it into writing, but you have to acknowledge the source. In that case, you are avoiding plagiarism. Now let's continue. Here we have the attitude. And again, attitude might be range, no? You can have a low attitude or high attitude. Now, you're always doing it. You're always exhibiting that attitude or not. Okay? And according to Schulhoff, this is your second variable, which is your third statement of the problem. You have the terms individualism and collectivism. And later on in the study of Schulhoff, it was delineated that when we say individualism, meron siyang tatlong domain. At for collectivism, meron siyang dalawang domain. So for you to be able to see what I am sharing to you, you can visit the study of Schulhoff in this link. Okay? Merong lalabas dyan for your verification. Now, let us continue. For the next item, 4 to 7, I will not heavily discuss this part because I have a comment here that for this particular items here, for your current requirement for this class, you are not required for output submission. So, pwede rang dito ka lang muna. Okay? But put in mind that while you are utilizing the academic self-efficacy and attitude level of the respondents, you are just describing them separately. And I think that is not so interesting. What makes it interesting when you try now to look at the relationship or maybe compare a certain variable to the different profiling elements, no? Like for example, ang fourth SOP natin is significant relationship. Meaning to say, you try to relate your first variable to your next variable. So from the level of academic self-efficacy and the attitude of the respondents. Why this is important? Because dito ka merong possibility of finding novelty. Kung meron bang nag-study na before na nag-relate ng dalawang variables na ito. Remember, your intention is to solve a gap, to know that meron pa bang hindi na isulat sa literature. And maybe you can find that one, that wala pang nag-study na nag-relate ng academic self-efficacy at attitude ng tao. In this case, of junior high school students. Another aspect of novelty or a gap is there a significant difference in the level of academic self-efficacy if the respondents are grouped by gender? So if you will analyze this question, you are like asking kung ang academic self-efficacy ba ng estudyante in terms of gender ay meron bang kaibahan? When you say gender, maybe you can generate here variations. We have male, female, or other gender. So this particular question tells us the question, meron bang kaibahan ng self-efficacy ng babae, lalaki at other sex such as LGBTQ? Okay? Or you may ask the question, level of attitude, meron bang kaibahan ng attitude ng babae, lalaki at other sex? Okay? So in that case, that question might be addressing a gap. Again, who will determine this? It will be you and your advisor. Later on, you will be writing rationale, theoretical background, which is not yet part of my requirement for this course. That's why ikaw na at ang yung advisor ang maghahanap ng gap, no, ng iyong problem. Another question that you might be interested to include is a qualitative component. Oh, lumabas na si qualitative here. Again, qualitative is not part of the survey questionnaire. It is being interviewed, no? You can generate answer of qualitative studies through interview. Actually, you can write this as part of the questionnaire, but more of essay. Maybe you can put in the final part of the survey questionnaire, then you will write the question, what are the challenges you encounter? And you let the respondents write down what they think as a challenge. So yan ay isang qualitative analysis because walang numero na nakaakibat dyan. Instead, you'll be analyzing the themes, meaning to say you'll be looking for a common denominator sa kanilang mga ni-report through writing or through verbal. And again, this is not yet also being expected to you in this particular task. The final is the intervention plan. Bumalik naman si intervention plan which was actually taken from here. Okay? So you will have your final numbered problem as the question related to the output of the study. Okay, in that manner, you will see that your SOP is actually very formal and coherent. Now, looking at your SOP, and you will structure it this way, makikita mo na that is the structure of our SOP as per CTU's format. We will start with the main statement of a problem, and then in the main statement of the problem, you'll see that it's very coherent and precise. First, you determine and spell out kung ano ang iyong variables of the study. Then you proceed with the people, the respondents, the place, no, the institution, and the time frame, then your output of the study. Then you introduce your specific problems by introducing first your profile, then the different profiling elements, then your first variable of the study, second variable of the study, and then you will end it with an intervention plan once again. But if you want to continue and finalize your other statement or problem, you can proceed to significant relationship, significant difference, or a taste of a qualitative question. So that's it. Again, to do a short recap, the SOP is taken, particularly the academic self-efficacy and attitude. These are taken from your task number 2. In this particular sample, we have Dolias, academic self-efficacy, and Schulroff et al.'s attitude in terms of individualism and collectivism. That would be all for now. I hope you learned something from this recording, and see you everyone for the next recording specific to doing your task number 4, which is the crafting of your survey questionnaire and your instrument description. For now, try to go back on doing your task number 2 and then proceed to task number 3. If you cannot do task number 3 and you have problems regarding your variables of the study, go back to your task number 2 and search for a more appropriate variables by ensuring na ang mga ni-research mo ay indeed related to your specialization. Again, this is Sir Jabin, and once again, thank you for viewing this recording.